when I heard that little clip, I was like, that to me is almost perfect for the definition of what podcasting is supposed to be. Like, if you kind of on the fence of what you should be listening to, what you should be watching, what you should be celebrating, how important it really is to that voice. And you know what's so great? And the reason why I thought about that, even just when I was thinking about it, I was just like, and of course, y'all know my favorite 3 people that I probably bring up just off of reference of who I listen to. And I think they kind of like why I listen to them is, of course, the Breakfast Club, of course, Joe Budden, and Hot 97. So like those are the 3 for me where I like are the go-to people that I kind of just styles that I study from Ebro, from Charlemagne, and from Joe Budden. But even just when I'm looking at them on the last couple of weeks on just their takes, and we're gonna get into both of their takes, with not as much Ebro, but definitely for the Breakfast Club, where I wasn't a fan of the stance that the Breakfast Club took when it came to Candace Owens, and I mean not the Candace Owens, to the Diddy situation. And I did, a homegirl of mine text me. She was like, "What you think about the Breakfast Club and their take on the Diddy situation?" Now, what I said is I don't like the way that they did it, because to me, perfect example. If you was going to take that stance, you could have just skipped the topic just completely and total, and just took the drag. Allow people to drag you down, because I don't think people look at the nuance on. So anytime some type of sexual allegations or sometimes somebody get mad, bro, they'll throw that back in Charlemagne's face all the time. But like that is something that he had to live with.
Now that's why I say I feel like even a lot of people now, just looking at the situation, everything on unflow, everybody can make their jokes and giggle and laugh. But what you do got to be careful with, even with, I think, like LeBron. They have video surfacing of you with Diddy and saying, "Oh, this Diddy part."
Yeah, but you know the crazy thing is, I think
careful with a lot of that stuff.
No, but I get what you're saying. But even with the LeBron thing, and I think just because I create content, I know like even when I look, even if let's say if I watch the Lakers game, right? Y'all know, like I tell y'all all the time, I'm not a great speller, so sometimes I just need I need somebody else to maybe write out what I want to use for a caption. And anytime you look at it, 90% of the time, like if you Google the Lakers name, most even newspapers or whatever, even if LeBron didn't even have a great game, and that be a lot of the times, like in the last month or so, it been D'Angelo Russell, it's been Anthony Davis, it haven't been LeBron, but they'll sit here and find a way, like facial hair grow like this. So this was during the pandemic when everybody was just doing dumb drops. And realistically, even when he said that, that's when Diddy was doing a fundraiser. So y'all know I'm not going to allow you to even sit here and play with LeBron like that. That's what we're not going to never do. So that realistically, and just because who LeBron James is, you know he don't go nowhere, because every time he goes somewhere, it's going to be a picture. He is that big of a star. Like you can't even like. I get when people what they want to do, but with LeBron, that one was like, come on, bro. I seen that, and I was just like, y'all being corny for even posting this.
But my thing is, do you feel like a lot of people are kind of scared or even sketchy to sit here and go ahead and bash in? Then they be like, "Oh, well, damn, we got clips of you."
But because even perfect example. That's why I said even with the Breakfast Club, for Charlemagne, but if you read his first, or if you don't read or you listen to his first book, Black Privilege, he talked about his whole little sexual that situation. He talked about it in that book. But people always like, even for that girl, like I mean, I don't necessarily know because I never clicked the story because I've heard him speak about it on his own. Like he didn't wait for somebody to bring these things up and put it in there. Like he put it in his first book, but because most people don't read. So that of course you already missed that. So every time this girl want to come on and try to get a check from somebody, I think from like Tasha K or from Funkmaster Flex, from different people that she tried to get money from before to retell his story. He lost, don't get it twisted, and he lost a TV show on HBO. He was supposed to have his nighttime show was supposed to go to HBO. And excuse me, I believe when it might have been Tasha K. Whenever that story resurfaced again, and that lady, like she was about to go do a sit down, Charlemagne lost his HBO show on that. So I can understand even like visually, like I guess whatever it was on the Breakfast Club, and they was talking about it, and his face, you could see it just on his face why he really just didn't want to talk about it. So I was like, cool, and then I understand. Nobody
just went on him on Diddy before. I thought on there when they first reported, I thought she was going on him. I
really can't. She might have. I can't remember. But even for Envy, y'all still nobody ain't gonna come back and think about it before the holidays. Though y'all were doing 100-mile pound on DJ Envy. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's over. This, that, and the third. He gonna get locked up. This, and the third. They was gonna fire him." Everybody from Joe Budden on down that went on a run. Nobody ain't came back and apologized to Envy yet. So I can understand. So that's why sometimes the way I'm like, you got to kind of like, and that's what I understand. Everybody don't pay attention to all these shows all the time. You may literally just get your news and may pay attention to these clips on the Shade Room. So you just forget about it. But these people are still human. So I kind of was like, I wanted a better take from them, but I understand the take that they said but yeah, why you didn't do a crazy one? Because I know I'm
quick to be like, oh, well, in the Breakfast Club, they said.
No, not even just that, but because dog, Envy literally, dog, he was on the news. This wasn't just the Shade Room was picking this up. The news where he laid his head at was doing whatever iHeart Media host, whatever the largest black whatever show. They were running these jokes on the real news, so he understand how it's like. how easy the news, again, when me and you were just talking before we started the regular pod, where it was just like how the news could be manipulated. Like they could sit here and make whatever stories they want to make big, whatever stories they want to make small. So I kind of understood where it's like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. So I understood for them where it was kind of like, and I like how Jess was trying to still throw her little bit of like her 2 cents into it, was like, nah, it's victims here, bro. Like they ain't just doing, and that's my only thing. I understand the stance that they want to take, but then again, like what I said last week, nobody's just coming to your house, especially like the way they did. You don't pick a show. We didn't watch. You done seen. I don't care what show you watch. If you watch any form of drug show or any money laundering, if you watch Ozark, Narcos, whatever show you watch, or even if you live in the hood and you done seen somebody actually get their door kicked in or watch it, bro, they don't come for no reason. They take their time, because trust me, for somebody who has committed crimes before and has got letters sent to their house, they give you a warning to let you know, like, hey, we really don't want to come and lock you up. But if you don't change your behavior and your behavior patterns, guess what we're doing? We're gonna come and pay you a visit that you don't want. And so listen to what I'm telling you. They give you warning. So I'm 100% positive. They know that, and you know one thing. You know, if you, like I said, if you watch any of those shows, if you have been a part of anything that where it can, when it get hot, it's going to get hot, and it ain't no turning back, dog. So that's my only beef with them, is like, this wouldn't be, and I can't, but you can't tell somebody how to feel. This to me wouldn't be just a pile on. This would just be kind of you speaking on the facts that are given to you. But again, like I said, I understand where both of them coming from, because like I said, nobody, not one person, for everybody who said that Envy wasn't going to make it to the new year and he was going to be locked up, that man ain't missed not one show yet. He's still been there every week. If they not on break, he's been there every single day. And even
but that's why I say I just feel like even just corporations now, they do want to be careful about what you say and how you go about shit, because you don't want to get dragged into it, or even, you know, like, oh, well, damn, we knew you was there too. We was, you know what I'm saying? You don't want. That's why I say I feel like a lot of people say, all right, chill out. Now, of course, like somebody like where you have your own platform and you control everything, yes, you can say what you want to say. But I feel like a lot of these corporates are like, all right, damn, we did used to be.
No, I don't think it's corporate. I think iHeartMedia would love for the Breakfast Club to kick Diddy back in. I don't think it's the corporate. I don't think corporate America won't care that much about no black man anyway to sit here and say spare him. I think just personally, when you go through your own experiences with certain things, it's just like, you know, to slow down. Even when Charlamagne was saying it, even in that clip when he was on the Breakfast Club, he was kind of saying, I'm just sad that our own people all the times they burn their own legacy down. Like, you can't, like, what's going on with Diddy, you kind of can't blame it on nobody but Diddy. And that's what he said, where it's like, let's wait until, you know, whatever, you let the story completely play out. But I'm sad that realistically, what's going on with Diddy is Diddy's fault. You did all that. You could have stopped at one point in time. You could have, again, when we talked about with Ross and Drake and them, like when we talking about just niggas just can't, if you got married, you can eliminate yourself from a lot of these conversations. That's why you sit here and talk about, like, think about how crazy people were willing to go for LeBron. If it ain't, people don't play that little, how fast they like the people as a whole mute any conversation when a woman try to act like LeBron was flirting with him. Like, if he liked the like, I think one time on Twitter he liked the girl who was like half naked, and he hurry up and took his jump back. But of course, like I said, some blogs, that's their job to catch some of those things, so they'll catch it early. But the people to jump in the comments and make it a thing where it's like you almost want to delete your post by yourself, because people would put LeBron and Savannah in a whole different conversation. In the same way with Steph Curry and Aisha, it's just like, and you think about how hard people was. I mean, I even hard myself on here. Pause. No Diddy. When it came to Aisha, when it was just like when she did that little reach thing, and she was saying like when she was on that show and she moved the ring around when the dude came out with no shirt on, like, or she kept asked like she want more attention. Think about how people spoke on certain things. But I'm saying all that to be said is a lot of that conversation and a lot of that behavior can get eliminated if you sit here and say, all right, let me just get married. Let me stop playing the game, because it's the, again, the money, power, and respect thing. Is just like, the more money you get, the more power you get, the more you want to just keep trying your hand. Like, when you hear it's too many stories when it comes to Diddy, it's too many stories, you done heard too many for it to be like, oh, some of this ain't true.
No, a lot of it is true.
So, but that's my point. I
just feel like how many other people is tied into it. That's the fucked up thing.
I mean, it's not messed up, because dog, you can sit here, dog, the same way for a lot of us, when you sit here and get a certain age and be like, bro, I'm cool, I can stay in the house. Like, again, it's like you don't get enough. Like, you're just trying to see, oh, how much more freakier can I get?
No.
Now I got this money, a threesome ain't enough for me. A foursome ain't enough for me.
But not necessarily saying that it's not enough for you. But my thing is just like, certain people, all right, I want a party secluded. So let's say like Diddy parties are the hardest parties to get in, right? Like, oh, all right, I know when I'm at Diddy's party, oh, I ain't got to worry about nobody taking pictures, or I ain't got to worry about nobody knowing me. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, where people can just let down their head. That's probably the situation at hand where that's what a lot of people, all right, we going to Diddy parties. We know how Diddy parties get. It get wild, crazy. People, that's their lifestyle. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, my only thing is if it's the underage shit, then that shit right there is dead.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, if you live in your life, that's how you feel like, oh, you can get your shit off, whatever, the little secret life,
Mm-hmm.
then that's on you. But now the underage shit and the trafficking shit, that's the fucked up shit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think, and then realistically, I guess just the guess to tie it in and just kind of we can put this conversation to bed is just realistically is because it's attached to hip hop, and hip hop kind of just still kind of look funny when it comes to the gay stuff. Like really, like realistically, like think about it. Most of the things, like people even just saying no Diddy or calling it a freak off or all the jokes, like people, the joke, nobody is joking about like what you said with the underage girl thing or him drugging people. It's more of the getting his cheeks clapped or Ja Rule or whatever. When you hearing all these little crazy stories from people, it's just like, yeah, dog. Like, what was the jump? Did I send you the one on Twitter?
When they said Nicki leaked it.